Hey math class, welcome back. I'm very proud of all of your hard work from yesterday. You guys did such a great job calculating your area, showing all of your work for your word problems, finding your fractions, and then turning your division problems into multiplication problems. So keep up the awesome work. For today's class, we're going to be looking at lesson 59, and we're going to be looking at parts 1 through 5. Mrs. Nielsen will go over the rest of the lesson with you guys on Friday. I also wanted to let you know that next Thursday we'll be having our first test. But don't worry, we'll spend Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week working on a review, and you guys will have lots of opportunities, if you have any questions, to reach out to get some extra help. So once again, our first online test will be next Thursday. So let's begin with today's lesson. So we're going to look at lesson 59, and we're going to start with part 1. So in the textbook, it tells us that you can read any fraction as a division problem, right? So when we've been looking at fractions, those are also division problems. This means we can also write any fraction as a division problem. And then we are given some fractions. I have the first two written for you on this board, right? So we have the fraction 450 over 5, or 450 fifths. We can rewrite this, or we can say this as a fraction, which would be 450 divided by 5. So now what we have to do is rewrite this fraction so that we can solve. So what we're going to want to do is put our bottom number, or our denominator, right here, right in front of the division sign. And then you're going to want to write the top number in your fraction right underneath the division sign. So now, just like in yesterday's problems, we're going to look at the 5 and see if it can divide into any of these numbers. So we know that the 5 can't divide into 4. So then we're going to look at the next number as well. Can the 5 go into 45? Yes, right? So that's the first number I'm going to divide the 5 into. We know that 5 goes into 45 9 times. So above the 5 and the 45, I'm going to put my 9. Now I have to divide the 5 into the 0, right? And we know that 5 divides into 0 0 times. So there's my answer, right? 5 divides into 450 90 times. And we'll do one more example for you. I'm just going to change this so we have a little bit more room. Now we are given this other fraction, which is 4,120 over 2, or 4,120 halves. So now what we have to do is turn this into a division problem, which once again would be 4,120 divided by 2. So I'm going to want to write my division sign. Try to write this a little higher up. And then, right, my 2, or my bottom number, will go in front of the division sign. And then the top number will go right underneath the division sign. So I'm going to write my 4,120. So now, just like in the question above, I'm going to be dividing 2 into the numbers underneath the division sign. So 2, we know, can go into 4 2 times. So I'm going to put the 2 right on top. Now I'm going to look at the 2 and the 1. We can't divide 2 into 1, so I'm going to look at the next number as well. So can 2 divide into 12? Yes, it can. How many times? 6. So on top, instead of writing 6, I have to write 06 because there are 2 digits. And then for the last number, 2 can divide into 0 how many times? 0. So my answer is going to be 2060, right? So 4,120 divided by 2, we rewrote it, and then the answer is 2060. So I want you guys to finish off problems C and D using this exact method. You can pause the video now, and then I'll see you in part 2. So welcome back, guys, to part 2. So the title of part 2 is price tag comparisons. So we're going to be comparing different items. So there's 3 questions. I'll give you a hint. All of these questions will be difference problems, and I'll tell you why. If we look at the first one, it tells us that Fran had more money than the price of the wallet. After Fran bought the wallet, she still had $4.44. How much money did she start off with? Right, so we have our keyword, which is more. That tells us that this will be a difference problem. So we're going to have to organize this using our number family. Let me write this down. Once again, we're on part 2A. So I'm going to write my difference right here because we have our keyword, which was more. And then we also have 2 things that we're comparing, right? It tells us that Fran had more money than the price of the wallet. So the big number will be Fran because she had more money than the price of the wallet. So the wallet will be your small number, and Fran will be your big number. Attached in this lesson is a picture from your textbook, which you'll need to look at, which will give you the prices of various items. So when we're looking at that picture from the textbook, it shows us that the wallet cost $16.25, right? So I'm making sure to add my dollar sign and my decimal. The difference number tells us, in the question is, Fran had more money than the price of the wallet. After Fran bought the wallet, she still had $4.44. So the difference in how much Fran had and the price of the wallet was $4.44. So that will be our difference number. What we need to solve for now is how much money Fran had. So since it's at the end of the arrow, this is going to be our big number. So in order to find our big number, I'm going to add my 2 little numbers. So now it's going to be a simple addition problem. I'm going to add $4.44 with $16.25. Don't forget your dollar sign for your first number and in your answer. Make sure to line up all of your decimals and all of your place values. I need my addition sign because I'm adding these numbers up. And now all we have to do is just add. So 4 plus 5 will give me 9. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I'm going to put my 0 down, carry over my 1. And then our answer is $20.69. So Fran started off with $20.69. So I want you guys to now work on questions B and C. So once again, these will be difference problems, and you're going to need to look at the picture to find out the price of the other item. So you guys can pause the video now, and then I'll meet you in part 3. So welcome back, guys. For part 3, really simple. All we're doing is practicing our multiplication facts. The difference is that all of these, you're multiplying the same number. So we're multiplying 5 and 5, 3 and 3, 6 and 6. So once again, we can practice through skip counting, or we can use our multiplication chart to help us. Right? So 5 multiplied by 5, if we don't remember the answer, we can skip count by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right? So 5 multiplied by 5 by skip counting is 25. For part B, we have 3 multiplied by 3. So once again, we can skip count by 3s. 3, 6, 9. So our answer is 9. So you guys can finish off part 3. You can pause the video now, and then I will meet you in part 4. Welcome back, guys, to part 4. I'm going to read what it says in our book. So it tells us to find part 4. This table is supposed to show the cows and sheep raised on the Dude X Ranch and the Bar Z Ranch. The table does not have any numbers. The facts beside the table tell about 4 numbers. So what I'm going to do is quickly draw in the table. So we have double X ranch. Then we have our bar Z ranch. And then we have our total for both ranches. Then we have the number of cows, the number of sheep, and the total number of animals. Right, so this is the chart you guys have in front of you. Notice that none of the numbers are filled in. However, we're given 4 facts on the bottom, which we're going to use to help us fill in some of the missing numbers. So our first fact tells us at Double X Ranch, there are 1,462 cows and sheep. Right, so at Double X Ranch, there's 1,462 cows and sheep. So this will be the total for both animals. So I'm going to write down 1,462. Our second fact tells us the Bar Z Ranch has 620 cows. So once again, I'm going to find where it says Bar Z. I'm going to find where it says cows and put in 620. Our third fact tells us the Double X Ranch has 531 sheep. So once again, Double X Ranch, the number of sheep is 531. And our fourth fact tells us the total cows and sheep on Bar Z Ranch is 1,531. So I'm going to find Bar Z Ranch, the total for cows and sheep, so this will be our total animals, is 1,531. So we have a few missing numbers. We're missing how many cows there are on Double X Ranch. We're missing how many sheep there are on Bar Z Ranch. And then we're missing all 3 totals. So what we're going to need to do is make our number families. So we can make a number family either going across or going down. If we're going across, this will be your small number, this will be your small number, and this will be your big number. And if you're going down, this will be your small number, this will be your small number, and this will be your big number. So I want you guys to now make your number families to find the missing numbers. So there's 5 missing numbers. And then once you've solved those numbers, you have a few questions underneath which ask you about the various numbers or the various answers and the various ranches. So before we can answer those questions, make your number families to find these missing numbers. So you guys can pause the video now, and I will meet you in part 5, which will be our last part for today's video. And welcome back, guys. So for part 5, we're going to be looking at division problems. So instead of having it written as a fraction, what we have it is as a division sign. So we have for part A, 3 dividing into 27. Right? So once again, I can't divide 3 into 2, but I can divide 3 into 27. 3 goes into 27 9 times, so I'm going to write the answer right on the top. Same for part B, 3 dividing into 12. 3 can't go into 1, but 3 can go into 12. How many times? We can skip count. 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 times. And you're going to write your answer right at the top. So you're going to write all of your answers to these division problems right on top of the division sign. So you guys can finish that up. You guys have been doing such a great job. Keep up the awesome work, and I'll see you in our next class. Bye.